Well, Richard and Brad, thank you for talking to Living Down Under. So tell me about your journey and what brought you to living here on the Gold Coast.
We came to the Gold Coast in September 2008 and we decided to come and live here because my husband was actually born here. So it's relatively easy for myself and the children to get our visas to come over. And we chose the Gold Coast literally by chance. We had planned initially to go to the Sunshine Coast, and once we got here, we never ever got there yet. So
oh, you need to come up and make a trip.
Yeah, so we're actually
we've
got a trip to Noosa booked next weekend.
Oh,
so it's taken us a year and a half to actually get to where we were planning to go in the first place. But everything's here on the Gold Coast, especially with teenage children.
Yeah.
So.
And you managed to find work okay on your trip?
I found work within the first 3 weeks of being here, but unfortunately Richard struggled.
I found it a bit
very
harder.
hard, yeah.
What do you do, Richard?
Well, I'm an apprentice bricklayer and carpenter.
Yeah.
And the qualifications I thought would just transfer straight over, but they don't. You've got to actually go through, I think it's Queensland are different to the other states in Australia as well.
Yeah, you need your skills assessment.
Yeah, you've got to change it over to what they call a Cert 3, and then you've got to have to do any building or construction work, you've got to have what they call a BSA licence as well. But I've settled in now. It's taken me longer than what I thought, and with me being Australian, I thought I'd be the one that settles in really, really easily, but it didn't work out that way.
So tell me, how did you find work in the end?
I was probably going for about 30 jobs per week.
Really?
And getting quite a few knockbacks, not because of what skills I had or anything, because obviously I was majorly qualified.
Because volume of applicants.
Yeah, but I think the actual construction trade on the Gold Coast and pretty much in Australia, it had taken a bit of a nosedive by then, pretty similar to what happened in the UK
because
with the
of the credit crunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because things did go stale for a while.
So I don't think it's the country on a whole. I think it's just the way the climate was when we actually moved here.
Yeah.
So
bad timing.
I don't want to frighten everyone to think, oh no, we're not going because of that, because it's not the case. But if everyone was to do their homework and just make sure that they found out all the relevant qualifications that they need prior to getting here, and have them all done before they arrive, because obviously it's so much easier when you're applying for a job if you've got a Queensland Cert 3 and your blue card and things like that. If you've got that already in place, it's something that you can just move straight forward with.
There's day courses to get the blue card, isn't there, when you first get here?
You can actually do it on the internet.
Yeah, you can.
Do it online.
Yeah.
But the BSA licence you can't actually do till you get over here. So that would be one of the first things to do when you arrive is to take your Cert 3s into the Federation of Master Builders and get your BSA licence.
Okay.
And then people can move forward from there.
Yeah.
But,
And so tell me what are you actually doing as a carpenter, because it's a big field. So what are you actually doing now?
Well, I've actually gone the other way now. I'm an assistant branch manager for a builder suppliers.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone down a completely different route. When I first arrived, I'd done about 5 months bricklaying, because I'm an apprentice bricklayer. So I gave that a bit of a try, and then I went into carpentry with a friend of mine, and we was working in Brisbane on a big tower block in Brisbane. And so I've tried lots of little things to slot in. And
you found your field now? You're happy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in an office. I'm not being baked outside.
Yeah,
so
that is an issue, isn't it, for a lot of tradies that come over? We're not used to the sunshine and the intense heat, in particular through our summer months that are quite long compared to the English summer.
It is, and there's no way of getting out of the shade, especially if you're an inside trade like a carpenter. Obviously, you're inside the building. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But if you're working on the roofs, or if you're a bricklayer working outside,
or if you're a carpenter constructing the houses that are generally made of wood,
doing the roof work, there's no way out of it. And drink plenty of water. That's the only advice. Loads of water.
Yeah, oh, that's good. And Brad, tell me about your journey, because you're 15 now. You came when you were, nearly 15. You came when you were 13. What's school like? Is it different to England?
It's much different than it is in England, because I don't know really. Everything's different. I don't know. Just the sun's out all the time. It's never cold, so I'm always outside playing and stuff. It's not like stuck indoors if it's raining in school, and really.
Yeah, and your structure of the day is a little different, is it not? With like, I know
Yeah.
in England you probably start at 9 and then you've got a more 11s as we would call it, whereas here you have little lunch and big lunch.
Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
tell me about that?
Like we have like a first lunch is like after the first lesson we have like 20 minutes just to obviously like get our brains active again. Then after the third and fourth lessons we just have like our big 45-minute lunch, then on to fourth lesson really.
And what time do you finish school?
It's weird because the bell goes at exactly 3:03.
3 past 3. And so what time are you on the beach then?
Most of the time on the weekend we're always at the beach.
Yeah.
Don't live too near the beach where we
It's
live
a hard
now, though.
life.
Oh,
Always,
it's tough,
always
isn't
on
it?
the beach.
It's
What
tough
should we
in
do this
Australia.
weekend? Let's go on the beach.
I know, you can be on the beach for 3:30, I would imagine, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely would if I
Did you
could.
go surfing at all?
And no, I haven't tried. Well, I tried it a couple of times, but haven't really worked out yet. Then.
What we
Yeah.
found here, sorry to cut in, but what we found here is that you've got 5 major theme parks.
Yeah.
So after school, we've bought a yearly pass.
Oh, okay.
And Bradley can go with his friends after school in the school holidays. You sort of drop them off in the mornings
Yeah.
to Wet and Wild or Movie World. They can spend the whole day there for, you know, you get in for nothing once you've got the yearly pass, and it doesn't cost anything. There's so much stuff here for us to do. It's actually free of charge.
Yeah, and
You know.
they do special offers for Queensland residents,
Yes,
don't they?
yeah.
The theme
Yeah.
parks,
So-
which is really good. Yeah.
And that's one thing that we really like the most about it is that, for example, yesterday we went to Springbrook Mountain. It took us 4 hours to walk around, although it was quite tiring. It was quite good fun, you know,
Yeah.
you get to see different parts of the country as well.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go far from your own doorstep to see them.
That's
so.
right.
And you brought a little friend home with you, didn't you?
Who was that then?
We went into a rock pool and April had a leech stuck to her foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, just a little extra there.
Yeah, a bit of Aussie nature coming
Absolutely.
through.
No, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And have you got any troubles with snake spiders or anything like that?
Nope.
You're all good
We've
with
not
that?
seen a snake since we've been here. Touch wood.
Yeah. I think there's a big misconception back home, and people think that, you know, there's kangaroos running down the street and there's snakes in every parkland, and it's just not
It's
like
not the
that.
case,
No.
I mean, if you
No.
go in the bush, you know, fair enough, but not around town.
Well, we've got a dog and we take him along the nature reserves and,
Yeah.
you know, he's in and out the bushes and what have you, and we still haven't ever seen a snake, which I'm very pleased about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all good here in Australia, hey
Yeah.
guys?
Oh, brilliant.
Definitely.
Best move we ever made.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Well, thank you for talking to Living Down Under today.
you're more than welcome. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us.
Thank you.